Hello students, in this video we will discuss about the fate of germ layers. In our previous video we had a discussion about the process of formation of germ layers, that is the gastrulation, and in this video we will discuss about the fate of germ layers. We will discuss the fate of germ layers. Firstly, during the formation of gastrulation, the primitive streak is also formed there. Clear? What is the primitive streak? We will know it very shortly. That is, this is the layer of epiblast. We know this is the epiblast layer. Here some depression is going to form. Clear? So this is the layer of epiblast. And this depressed part, this is going to form like this. And these are the epiblast cells. So here this depression is called as primitive streak. And here some kind of structure, this type of structure is also formed. This notch is called as primitive streak. Clear? This primitive streak, what is the significance of this primitive streak? This is the primitive streak and this is the primitive node. This is the primitive node. Clear? Now what is the significance of this primitive streak? This primitive streak will determine the bilateral symmetry of the organisms. Clear? This will determine the bilateral symmetry of the organism, and during gastrulation the primitive streak is formed. Now come to the topic, that is fate of germ layers. We had discussed the formation of endoderm, mesoderm and ectoderm. Firstly we will discuss about the fate of endoderm. What are we know that when the formation of zygote will taking place, we use a word that is this is indeterminate process. It means both of the cells can give rise to a unique individual or the different individual. Clear? The fate of these germ layers are now determined. The fate is pre-decided, which organ will formed from which type of germ layer. Endoderm will give rise to the different organs of the body. Mesoderm as well as the ectoderm will also give rise to the different organs of the body. Now firstly we will discuss about the organs which are formed of the endoderm. First one is the gut. It means the intestine. Mainly the part of midgut is formed of endoderm. Midgut means the part from pharynx to colon. It is the midgut. The formation of midgut is from endoderm, and the hindgut and foregut is formed of ectoderm. Clear? So here the endoderm is giving rise to the midgut, that is part from pharynx to the colon. Second one is middle ear. Clear? Middle ear is also formed from endoderm. Next one is gastric gland. Gastric gland, intestinal gland, tongue. The tongue is also endodermal in origin. Now this is the list which is found in all the books. Now you can see the book, and in the book the list is provided to you. Gut, middle ear, gastric gland, intestinal gland, tongue and urinary bladder. Some important part is there. Sixth one is urinary bladder. This have to remember. Urinary bladder is formed from endoderm, and the rest of the excretory system is formed of mesodermal origin. Clear? So only the urinary bladder is the endodermal in origin, and rest of the complete excretory system except urinary bladder is made up of mesoderm, that is mesodermal in origin. So you have to remember, this is the important point. Only the urinary bladder is the part of excretory system which is endodermal in origin. Next one is respiratory tract. Respiratory tract is also endodermal in origin, and the rest of the respiratory system is mesodermal in origin. Liver is also endodermal in origin. Pancreas, here the next organ is pancreas, it is also endodermal in origin. Next one is thyroid gland and parathyroid gland are also endodermal in origin. Next, one more important, that is anterior lobe of pituitary gland. Only the anterior lobe of pituitary gland is endodermal in origin. Next one is the posterior and the middle end of the pituitary gland is ectodermal in origin. So you have to remember, this is anterior lobe of pituitary gland is only the endodermal in origin, and rest of the part of pituitary gland is ectodermal in origin. The last one is thymus gland. So these are the organs which are endodermal in origin. So you have to remember urinary bladder and anterior lobe of pituitary gland, because only the urinary bladder of excretory system is endodermal in origin. Rest of the complete urinary system is of mesodermal in origin, and the anterior lobe of pituitary gland is the endodermal in origin, and rest of the part of pituitary gland is ectodermal in origin. So both of these you can learn because the question will be asked from this topic. Next one is the fate of mesoderm. Fate of mesoderm, first thing, that is muscles. All the muscles of the body are mesodermal in origin. Next one is the connective tissues. All the connective tissues present in the body are mesodermal in origin. The skeleton is also mesodermal in origin. Skeleton may be the bone part or it may be the cartilages. Both of these are mesodermal in origin. Next one is the dermis of skin. Our skin has two parts, dermis and epidermis. Dermis of skin is mesodermal in origin and epidermis of skin is ectodermal in origin. Next one is circulatory system. The circulatory system including heart, blood vessels and lymph. The complete circulatory system is mesodermal in origin. Nextly, the excretory system. Excretory system except urinary bladder, because urinary bladder is endodermal in origin and rest of the excretory system is mesodermal in origin. Next, one more important thing, that is adrenal cortex. Adrenal gland has two parts, adrenal cortex and adrenal medulla. The part of adrenal cortex, it is mesodermal in origin, and the rest of the part, that is adrenal medulla, it is ectodermal in origin. Next one is most of the reproductive organs are mesodermal in origin. So most of the reproductive parts, these are mesodermal in origin. So these are the organs which are originated from the mesoderm. Thirdly, we have the ectoderm. What are the parts of the body which are ectodermal in origin? Next one is fate of ectoderm. And what are the parts which are originated from the ectoderm? First one is the remaining part of gut. Midgut is originated from the endoderm, while the foregut and hindgut is originated from the ectoderm. Second one is epidermis of the skin. Dermis of skin is originated from mesoderm, and epidermis of skin is originated from ectoderm. The third one is brain and spinal cord. It means the central nervous system. Brain and spinal cord are also originated from ectoderm. Sense organs are also originated from ectoderm, which are in the contact of the external environment. Next one is the internal ear. Internal ear is also ectodermal in origin. Eyes, retina and conjunctiva. Eyes, retina of eyes and conjunctiva. This is the membrane present in the eyes. These are also ectodermal in origin. Next organ, that is nasal chambers. The nasal chambers are also ectodermal in origin. And nextly we have the rest of the part of pituitary gland, that is middle pituitary and the posterior pituitary. Middle and posterior pituitary is also originated from ectoderm, and one another, that is adrenal medulla. This adrenal medulla is also originated from ectoderm. So these are the organs which are originated from endoderm, mesoderm and ectoderm. Here the formation of gastrulation or the fate of the germ layers is going to completed. In our next video, we will discuss about the another organs and the process of placenta formation. Thank you very much.